So I just thought I'd do an overview of this character rig that I've been working on, which I'll probably put up to download or something afterwards. It's got a few interesting features to it, so we'll just get started, I guess, with the master controller at the bottom that you can use to move the entire rig around. And once we're going through the rig, I guess keep in mind that the kind of UI to hide and show different controllers is up here, and then if you want the custom properties, you can select the cog at the top, and we have all these custom properties for adjusting the rig to whatever we need it to do. So moving up to the torso, we have kind of the regular root torso controller here, and then we have rotation of the hips, which has it fall off into the spine, and the same for the spine and the rib cage. So you can do the entire spine with this controller, or the rib cage independently above. Something else you can do with the spine is, say you've oriented the spine, but you want to adjust kind of the curve or the twist of some of these vertebrae. You can show the tweak controllers, and now you can adjust each one kind of independently, and it also feeds into the hips. If you need to adjust it to have like a broken spine like this, looks a bit painful, but yeah. That's the spine. Okay, move up to the head. We have these two head and neck controllers here. So if you want to move to the head on its own, or you want kind of the fall off in the spine of the neck, you can use the Zen controller. And so you can either animate the head using these two controls here, or you can enable the head tracking. So if we bring the head track up, now we can just point the head at whatever we want it to look at, and the neck and the spine will deform accordingly. And also when the tracking is enabled, you can still adjust the rotation of the neck and the head to whatever you need. We'll just hide that and turn tracking back off. What else have we got? We've also got isolation of the neck and the head from the torso. So if we don't want the neck to follow the torso, we can enable that here, and you can see that the head kind of stays where it is. This is also the case for the arms and the legs. So just turn off the follow in the left arm. You can see that its rotation is also now independent to the torso. And we'll just turn these back on before we continue. Oop. Okay. Okay, so if we move into the arms, we have the shoulder controllers here, which you can use, or you can also move them both at the same time with this central control here, which can come in handy sometimes. We've got a FK set up at the minute for the arm, just kind of regular FK, nothing too special there. And then in the hand, you can rotate the fingers using these controllers, and then you can curl the fingers by scaling this in. if you want to adjust the orientation of the individual fingers, you can. Actually, we don't need to enable any custom properties. We just need to show the tweak controllers here, and now we can adjust the curve of the fingers independent to these controls. Okay. So then we've also got IK/FK switching on the arms. So we can show the IK controllers, and then we can just switch in the custom properties. So now we've got an IK setup going for the arm, and naturally it will stay where it is. Okay, we'll just actually turn that IK back off for now. So put it back into FK. Just check. Okay. So moving on to the legs. We've got a just kind of standard IK leg rig here, and foot setup. You can orient and move the foot from this main controller, or you can also rotate the foot using this mechanism at the back, so just side to side. Move the toes independently and orient the foot from the tip of the toe or the ball of the foot if you want to stomp out a cigarette or something like that. What else we got? And then we got the pole kind of set up. We've also got IK/FK switching in the leg, but I'll show that in a minute. One of the other kind of main features of this is the separation of the limbs and the torso. So we can detach the arms and the legs or the hips from the torso and animate them independently. If we wanted to, say, have the character lose its leg and then have to hop around and reattach it, we could do that here. So I'll just show the left leg socket and then detach the leg. So detached, and nothing's kind of changed at the minute, but now you'll see that the leg is kind of independent. It still retains its IK. So you can still animate an IK if you want it to like hop around the floor. But you can also switch it over to FK. Where's the leg? Left leg. Okay. And we'll just show the FK controllers. Actually, we still got the socket. And now it could just be laying on the floor or something, and the character can kind of hop over to go get it back. So that's the same with the arms, but I'll show you the hips because the arms are the same setup. So if we just reattach the leg, we can actually detach the whole like hip and legs from the torso, so that we can animate that independently as well. So we can just show the hip socket and detach the torso, and now we have I'll just switch the left leg back into IK. There we go, just because it looks a bit better. But now we can animate the hips and the legs completely independent to the rest of the body. If you want the character to, I don't know, walk its way around with its arms and then plop itself back onto the hips and then reattach itself, you could do that. Just reattach the torso. What else do we have? As I mentioned, you can also detach the arms. So just show the the arm socket and just show you that it's detached again. Same. What else do we have? There's definitely something else. Just reattach this arm. Yeah, we also have these animation masks. So if you just want to focus on your legs and your walking animation or something, you can actually mask out the rest of the character and just kind of disable the controls, and then you can focus your animation on what the legs are doing. If you want to, you can just unmask the various parts, bring the controls back in. And then there's also a custom property right at the bottom for the resolution of the model, so you can increase or decrease the subdivision surface modifier, just because that way you can change it independent to the rest of the scene. You don't have to worry about changing the resolution of the entire scene under simplify or something like that. But I think that's about it, so I'll leave you with that and have fun with the rig.